What's up guys, it's your boy Ollie here. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how I clean my dreads. And I probably clean them like once a week and I haven't noticed any problems with it. But everyone's hair is different too. Like I got hella Caucasian hair, like this shit's straight as fuck. So it's been taking me like a while to get my dreads to really lock up. If you guys have any tips or anything, definitely leave them in the comments below. But I'm going to be showing you guys my method for cleaning my dreads. So the method I use to clean my dreads, you're going to need a couple things. First off, you're going to want to make sure you have some baking soda and as well as some apple cider vinegar. Then get like a bucket or something to soak your head in, because you're going to want to soak all your dreads in the baking soda mixture we're going to make up. So it's just easier than filling a whole tub and like wasting all that extra water and baking soda. And then lastly, you want to make sure you have a hair dryer or something to like get your dreads dry with, because if you leave all that moisture in there after you clean them, they can end up smelling like mildew, and that shit's gross, dude. The first thing you're gonna want to do is fill up that bucket that you just got with some hot water. Make sure that it's deep enough that you can submerge all your dreads, but don't fill it up too much, because the more that you fill it up, the more baking soda you're gonna have to add to it, and just don't waste shit. It's a good policy to live by. The water out of my tap is a little bit too hot to stick my head directly in, so I'm going to mix a little bit of lukewarm or cold water with it, just so that I don't burn my scalp. The next thing you're going to want to do is add the baking soda to the mix. There's probably somewhere that has like actual instructions about how much you should use. I just try to use like a decent amount. When you start to see that it's saturating the water, you'll know you're good. I just be eyeballing that shit. Who knows? You're then gonna want to make sure and mix up the water with the baking soda so that it's all like dissolved in there. And just to give you guys a little bit of science behind this method, so the baking soda is basically a really base substance. And what that means is that like on a pH scale, I believe bases are really high up. It might be the other way around, but it's at one end of the pH scale. And then the apple cider vinegar is at the whole other end of the scale. So each of them are really powerful cleaning agents, but if you were to just like rinse your hair in baking soda, and then leave the baking soda on or just rinse it off, that baking soda could still be like working away, cleaning, and even like kind of eating away at like your hair and scalp. So with the apple cider vinegar, what that does, being on the opposite end of the spectrum of the pH scale, is it cancels all that out. It cancels all the base out because it's so acidic. And that just like neutralizes the whole chemical reaction, kind of make sure your hair's all like Gucci. Cool. So once you have your baking soda water mixture ready, it's time to go ahead and soak your dreads. Fuck this, dude. There we go. Gotta do some yoga with this. Cool. So once you've let them soak for a little bit with that baking soda on them, you can go ahead and put a towel around them and head back inside, because we're going to rinse them out with that apple cider vinegar. Yeah. Yeah, so just like I was saying, the next step is to go ahead and rinse your hair out with the apple cider vinegar. And that's going to make sure that any of the baking soda that's still in your hair doesn't like keep cleaning when it's not supposed to. So yeah, just go ahead and put your head over the bucket again, and then you're going to pour apple cider vinegar all over your hair. Go ahead and try to like rub that around in there so that it saturates the dreads, making sure there's no baking soda that can still eat away at them. Alright guys, I rinsed out my dreadlocks. Now it's time to go ahead and dry them so that they don't smell bad. And after I'm done drying them, I'm going to fix them up and twist them again. Because of how new my dreads are, and because of the way I twisted them up, and also like my hair type and shit, I still have rubber bands in mine. A lot of people don't have rubber bands in theirs, but if you do, when you go ahead and dry them, you're going to want to take some of those out and replace them, because otherwise you'll have all that moisture and stuff getting stuck up in that part that's being squeezed by the rubber band, and if you let that sit for too long, it'll start like smelling bad and shit, and you don't want that. So yeah, like I said, if you got rubber bands in your hair, this would be a good time to change them out. I pretty much just change mine out whenever, I mean like if one breaks I'll change one, but besides that I'll just wait until I go to wash my hair again. And since like I said I wash my hair about every week, it's a pretty good interval for switching out the rubber bands. Cool, now I got all the rubber bands out of my hair, and I can keep hitting it with the blow dryer. Alright guys, so my dreads are pretty much all dry now. Now it's time for me to twist them back up and put the rubber bands back in, because as you can see, they're not quite all locked up yet. So I'm gonna leave the rubber bands in for probably a couple more months, and then we'll see what's happening. So I get most of my stuff for my dreads at Sally's. This Tropical Root Rock Locking Gel by Bronner's Brothers. It's pretty fucking fantastic. So far, like, it works really well. I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to work better than it does, but it works better than anything else I tried. And then also, like, I use the Proclaim rubber bands. I'm pretty sure that's one of like Sally's private labels, but yeah, they work good. Those goodies fucking suck though, dude. Like, I don't fuck with goodies. They were like snapping like hell. But yeah, I just put some locking gel in my hands, then I rub it around to like warm it up, and then I just grab whichever dread I want. Make sure all the hair that I want in that dread is together, and I roll that bitch. I roll all one direction. I was rolling like back and forth, but it was kind of just like loosening my dread, and so I just twist it up as tight as I can go, all the way down, and palm roll it, twist it some more, palm roll it. That's feeling pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and take one of the rubber bands, throw it around this bitch, put it all the way down to the bottom. I do it about like 3 or 4 times for the bottom one. I don't want to get it too tight because then it's hard to get out next time I wash it. So you can see it's all twisted up pretty good.
you might have to palm roll it again after you put the first rubber band in, just to keep it all tight, so that when you put the second one in, it's still super tight and it holds its place. So just like holding a loose thread in place, that wouldn't really be very useful. And this one I make a little bit tighter because it's at the very end and can kind of slip out sometimes. Sweet. 1 down. 13 to go. Also, it's probably a good idea if you're doing this to start from the top and work your way down. Just because that way, when you're like grabbing the ones at the bottom and twisting those up, you don't accidentally grab some hairs from like one of your dreads at the top. They'll already be locked in place. Alright guys, so here it is. I got them all retwisted with that locking gel, and then I put all the rubber bands back in there. So they're looking pretty good. You can see like some of these are like facing all weird directions and stuff just from the rubber bands at the bottom. But once I go to sleep and have my little wave cap on, holding them down in place, they'll be facing the right direction, not sticking up so much like that. But yeah guys, that's how I wash my dreads. Like I said before, if you have any tips or anything to help me do it better, more efficiently, let me know, because I'm all about learning too. Peace guys.